The calm before the storms. We got storms for the next 7 days in the forecast. So, it's a lot of time, a lot of chances to get a lot of stuff done that needs to be watered in for free. Check out the difference that pressure washer did yesterday. I mean, the brick and everything is really, really, really clean. Something that I have been wanting to do for years. Now I have to get a hole and tackle the flower bed and put dirt back there. And just for comparison's sake, I haven't did. This is the right side. Let's look at the left side. Yeah, there's a big difference. I could possibly use another round on that side, but at any rate, pre-treated it, and now I have to see if any of that, I tried to dilute as much as possible any of the chemicals, which basically was bleach, will harm the grass. So we'll find out. Got a few questions out there concerning my application rate and some other questions. One of them was interesting. A guy pulled up some weeds in his lawn and his fescue and sent it to me and asked me what type of weed is that in his fescue, and I told him that's fescue. See, down here in the South, we're used to just one type of grass. We're used to just having a Bermuda lawn or a St. Augustine lawn, zoysia, just one type of grass, and that's what that's what we have. And a lot of people are Southerners for life, or been here for life, and probably would never go north. They have no idea of the different types of variety of grasses, and where they can thrive, where they can live. They have no idea. All they know is Bermuda, St. Augustine, maybe even zoysia. They just don't know a lot about different types of grasses. And one of the things about fescue, especially from seeds, you're hardly going to get one type of fescue in a bag of seed. Even when it doesn't even say it on the bag, you get a lot of them say deep, like a dense shade mix. A lot of them will say a mix on that, but even the ones that's just a standalone brand, it's still a mixture. This is shaded, and if you don't put that mix off in there, you'll have one brand, one type of grass. Let's say, for instance, that it's hates shade. You get one that just wasn't as shade tolerant as some other one, like fine fescue. You don't have any fine fescue. Fine fescue is probably the most shade tolerant grass out there. So you don't get any of that in there, and then it starts to die, and because it's not ready for shade. But it had a fine fescue in there. The parts that starts to die, it won't be as noticeable because the fine fescue is thriving, and then you got an area where it's mostly sun, and you have that fine fescue off in here on this side where there's more sun, and the fine fescue is not going to survive it. It's going to die. It's going to die. And sometimes when you look inside your grass, you have some parts of the grass dead, some not, still green, but it's like I'm looking in there, some dead. It looks like it's some dead grass in there. Well, some of the times, the grass, sometimes it won't even germinate. Sometimes seeds won't even germinate when it's not the optimum growing environment. Also, there's other different grass species that's off in there. They mix, some mix Kentucky bluegrass ryegrass, and fescue. They got all these mixed up, which is very common up north. So his situation was he just had some of one variety of fescue. It was deeper, darker, thicker, wider. It was a mature grass. Um, and after overseeding, of course, the newer seedlings or the newer grass is not as thick, and there's a different color to it. So in a nutshell, it's really nothing wrong. A lot of the times it's just that some of the grass seeds that were in the bag or even in the sod, that it just did not pan out to be the best environment or best location in your lawn for it. That same grasses could be thriving up under your shaded areas that died over in your sun areas, and vice versa. So that's a quick cap on the fescue and things to be aware of. Take a look at the back. Take a look at the back of the bag, or the tag on the bag, and that'll let you know what type of grass is in there. You might have to do some additional research on that grass, because that grass has its own set of performance ratings and what it thrives up under and requirements and stuff like that. So the companies, they mix this stuff together because they don't want to have you come in and you buying this stuff and you put all this grass up under, and none of the grass up under the trees came up, and then you're gonna give it a bad review. You're gonna be like, this stuff was garbage, it didn't even come up here, this, that, and the other. They try to do a mixture of everything to get the grass coming up, but whether it's surviving or not, it's a whole different story. So your grass, your fescue, most likely is mixed with several different grasses, and some may not thrive as well as others. So don't sweat it. Keep fertilizing, or keep maintaining it, and you will overseed again. When you overseed, the more you overseed, you have your grass the strongest is going to survive. When you overseed, the strength of your grass is going to survive. And some people are getting to where they don't even overseed this, because the strongest grass survived. So that's a long answer to that quick question. And as far as my nitrogen, now in May I've already applied. I like to apply. I do fertilize monthly, but I'm probably at. I hate to call it spoon feeding, because I'm not feeding it as regular as those guys are feeding them. Getting about a half a pound of nitrogen, maybe every 2 weeks or so, whereas I'm half a pound of nitrogen for probably the month, because what I'm doing is I'm only feeding it. I'm hoping, in my mind, what I'm doing is I'm helping the process for the chlorophyll, the cation exchange, the process of the plant going through the motions and taking up the nutrients that I put down with that. So I'm putting down all the other chemicals, and I just have just enough nitrogen in there, just so it can continue on the process at an elevated rate still, as opposed to not putting anything down there. You'll tell a difference when you put out these products, these nutrients, and you don't put any fertilizer with it. It still takes it up, but it's not as accelerated as it is when you combine it with nitrogen. So that puts me at about half a pound a month, but I'm putting it all down at that one time. So I don't want to I don't want any nitrogen on here. At first I was not putting any nitrogen on here at all, but the grass wants it, and then any nutrients that I put in is really helpful. Nitrogen really helps that. Like I said, I want the grass, I want the bus idling as opposed to driving and running and gunning. Anyway, got a little bit more work to do. About to go and get that done, and then I gotta go and haul the dirt, get some dirt, fill that up. I'm going to tile the front porch. Then I have to do the sidewalk is in bad condition, and I'm going to build a different mailbox. Thanks for watching.